Man, it was good material. We started the show.
How you doing? Hey, Spotify. Come on.
Hey, yeah, we were just talking about Spotify and, well, we're not making any money off of it, but the people that aren't really either.
We're making some money.
Hey, hold on.
Some money.
Just take it away from under 4 left. The barn is alive again.
Yeah, it's special. Got me in my hormones, all gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to The Sports Show. That's right. The Sports Show. Look, we're dancing. He's dancing over there. It's crazy what's going on. Episode, I think this is like 284, I believe.
284 is what I got on the books.
Unbelievable. Look, do us a couple favors right now. The first favor is if you don't follow us on the Instagram channel, please give us a follow. It's at Sports Show Podcast, blue and white logo. The second thing, it's actually 1B or maybe 1A, depending what kind of viewer you are.
Right.
YouTube, please subscribe to our channel.
Come on.
Again, it's at Sports Show Podcast. We make it so easy for you. Now, here's the other thing. Right. Mitch, hold them up. Look, we got uniforms. Look at this.
Boom.
Greek World Order. GWO for life. That's our merch. That's on McGuireShow.com. MCGUIRE show.com. You can get all the merch. Why? Because we do another podcast called The Alternate Commentary Table on the McGuire on Wrestling podcast feed. Topic of wrestling. All you Calgary area people, you're listening to this, it's a Saturday. That's great. Next Saturday, December 16th, at the Calgary Pavilion, Victoria Pavilion. It's a pavilion.
It's a pavilion.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dungeon Wrestling is back in action. Okay, the Hart family putting on another great promotion.
That's all they do.
And it's perfect. It's an early start because of the holidays. 4 p.m. the bell rings. 3 p.m. the doors will be open. It'll be a nice afternoon into the evening of wrestling. Please check it out. You go to dungeonwrestling.ca.
Done.
That was a...
Can we just...
What do you think?
Do you want to talk about last week? We'll just walk away. So I'm perusing the nets.
I was waiting. I'm like, give it to him.
And,
just what are you going to do with it?
And I'm looking around, and I'll be honest. I mean, there's some celebrity stuff I could bring up and whatever. But I have to admit, the thing that really kind of took over the airwaves, especially on my feed, it's the winter meetings. It's Major League Baseball. Yeah, we got to talk about it because...
To start,
and I'll tell you, because of the story, I don't really want to go into stats and who's traded and who's like signed with other teams. I don't care. I do want to talk about the big name, the big elephant in the room, the Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
Now, listen, he plays for like Los Angeles, California, Angels, District of, whatever they're under this day and age now. I don't know. And the big talks, they're doing their winter meetings, as I say. They do them down in Florida. Respect to the Major League Baseballs. They say, hey, our free agency this time of year, we're going down to Boca.
They're doing the Boca tour. Boca, a favorite of the sports show.
Huge show. One day, we promise we're going to do the show straight from Boca. And so they're getting together, and the big talk is that the Toronto Blue Jays, look, we're Canadian, this is a big deal. They have the blue and white, we're in the blue and white, that they're in the running. It's going to probably come down today. The news is going to come down today. Okay. It's the LA Dodgers versus the Toronto Blue Jays in regards to getting Shohei. But the big talk, where I kind of just want to start, they're talking between $500 and $600 million for this guy. Okay, he can hit, he can pitch, and he can field. All three things you basically need. And because he's a major star overseas, he's getting that fan base as well to chime in and watch him. Is anybody worth $600 million?
Apparently, and yes, and it's going to be yes. And look, even just the time value of money and inflation alone is going to bring these numbers higher and higher and higher. You nailed the point of all points on the very last thing.
What's that?
But I do want to, the fact of his international stardom.
Right.
Like, this money is going to get recouped just in jersey sales.
Probably.
You know, it's incredible, right? Like, TV time, exposure. If you're the Toronto Blue Jays,
right,
I can truly say that it is worth, as the only Canadian franchise in the Major League Baseball, competing with the juggernauts within that that league, I should say, being that you're in the same division as two of the most iconic franchises in all sports,
That's
not
true.
just baseball,
Yeah,
all
right.
sports,
You're right.
I would sell the farm. I would strip the whole team to the point that if Ohtani was just the only guy that you have signed present.
And he can do it. He can play all the positions.
You do it, because I'm telling you, this will put the Jays further down stardom than winning a World Series for that organization. They got to get him. They got to do it any which way they can. Here's the other thing why he's so special from a playing standpoint.
Sure.
You hit it. Hey, you're batting 1,000 right now.
Thank you so much.
Okay?
Thank you so
Listen,
much.
I've never seen in my entire life a guy who is so well versed in baseball.
True.
With different positions.
Babe Ruth.
No, yeah. Different story.
You know, why do people, let's stay on this for a second.
Yeah.
People say that this last week, that's all people have been talking about, because everyone is cheering for this to happen. I'm going to be very honest.
Well, of course.
Obviously in Toronto, and we get the feed where we are, they're heavy on Toronto anything. They are huge. They are like literally biting at the bit, wanting Ohtani to sign with Toronto. And I get it. I mean, of course, it would be the biggest thing that ever happened to the Blue Jays, even on top of the World Series, if they get this guy. The point I'm trying to make is this guy is so big and he's so elaborate, but but Dimitri, with the $600 million, wouldn't you say to yourself, okay, we don't get him. Can't you spread, if you were willing to give it to one guy, you mean to tell me there isn't that many more guys that you can kind of spread it out and find and bring those names in? But he's so big, like I'm kind of doing he's so big, he outshines even like anybody on the Yankees, anybody on the Bo Sox. It's actually quite crazy when you think about it.
It is crazy. That's another great. So you're on great points already.
Hey,
Just
2 for 2.
2 for 2. It's amazing that someone will go and give that kind of money. I remember like when you think of Pujols, Verlander, Harper. Who else am I missing? That like the big guys. I mean, Rodriguez probably started the real train.
To some degree.
Right?
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah,
but. It's amazing that they'll go and spend all this money, but you're right. Like, imagine what a $600 million team looks like.
This is what I'm saying.
Right? I'm just piggybacking off your point. You're right.
It's pretty crazy.
You're right.
I don't know.
Listen, it's special player, because you get everything you want out of him as a franchise. Because at that point, it doesn't even matter if you win anymore because you have him.
Yeah, you know what I went on a slight tangent. Talking about Babe Ruth. So this week, everyone's talking about, they're like, oh, Babe Ruth or Harper is a great example. Like, he might be the second best player, kind of in the national, in Major League Baseball, pardon me.
Why?
Listen, Harper's awesome. He's great, but he can't pitch. And so then you get, the comparison really comes down to Babe Ruth because he was a pitcher hitter. There's no way. I say this honestly, and I'm sorry to anybody that's like 90 years old. There's no way Babe Ruth can hit a curveball in today's Major League Baseball. There's just no way. I don't care what anybody. I'm not the biggest baseball enthusiast that I can sit there and tell you 100% he's got the greatest and the sweetest swing of all time. There is no way he touches a fastball, a curveball in today's Major League Baseball. There's no way.
Zero. I agree.
In fact, Ohtani will strike Babe Ruth out. How's that?
Backwards. Like without even looking. Like he would face this way and he'd actually do like an overhand, like it just guide me. Am I at the plate?
You're straight.
Am
You're
I
good.
there? Yeah.
You're good.
Okay. Okay,
Go.
good. Yeah, can you yell what you want me to throw? Like that's how bad it is. The pitcher would be like Babe Ruth would be at the plate and the back catcher would be like, throw him the fastball dead center. No problem. Okay, fastball dead center. Like everyone, and he'd still miss it.
Give him the heater, old
Okay, let's just go. You turn your back on me. I say, screw you, Babe Ruth. Listen, Joe Boo could not even save Babe Ruth. And that brings up a great point. Why do we have to just assume that because you played first,
Right.
you are the best.
That's
so
ridiculous.
silly to me.
Bob Cousy is one of the greatest NBA players of all time. Yeah, in the 30s and 40s. Today?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No one was a better goal scorer than Rocket Richard. No, I'm pretty confident Gretzky and Ovechkin are kind of there.
Pretty sure Tanev can light him up.
You know what I mean?
What are we talking
It's
about?
out of control.
Come on.
Well, no one.
Listen,
come on.
I respect these guys that pave
Of
the
course.
way, but don't. I don't know how this conversation got this way, but in all honesty, stop with this. Well, I mean, No. The only sport you can kind of say is like a boxing or a wrestling or even a UFC. I could kind of see those being comparable. But hockey, basketball, football, no.
Yeah, even to me, right? Those combative sports can get subjective too. But that's why the pound for pound ranking goes. To me, there's only one. There's only one.
Yeah,
and that's any sport that has a distance or time allocation to it.
Imagine Babe Ruth. They reconnect.
Like you can't argue Usain. Like you can't be like, well, listen.
Right.
Carl Lewis.
Hey,
I know you think Usain Bolt's good, but Carl Lewis.
Come on.
Think of the shoes they had to run in. Listen, man, I don't care.
Sure.
There is a guy who's the fastest. That's right. It's a no-brainer.
Imagine you reincarnate Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
And you bring him into today's Major League.
Yeah.
He's at the winter meet. He shows up. He's like, hey, everybody, it's me, Babe Ruth. I'm back, baby. No one is signing you.
Yeah.
No one. They're going to look at you. They're like, what are you doing? You're 300 pounds.
Guys, it's like Mitch in the ski pole.
It's
no
not
one
working.
can contest it.
No.
He's
Nobody.
the best ski poler around.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
All right. From there, speaking of snow, let's get to the NHL. Boom. That's how easy it was to transition.
Oh.
So you're talking NHL, and you know what? Listen, there's a couple of things. Not a lot of things went on this week. We talked a lot of, the majority of the fun stuff was spoken of last week, if you will. However, there's something that I wanted to bring up last week, and I kind of forgot. I got to bring this up. Right now, I was looking at the NHL scoring leaders, okay? Do you know who's leading in the NHL in scoring right now? I'm just curious if you've looked at it.
Yeah, Hughes, isn't it?
No.
Kucherov.
Kucherov.
Yeah, sorry.
Kucherov, JT Miller, Panarin, and Pasternak are rounding out your top four. Ladies and gentlemen, is it time that we give these guys a little bit more love? JT Miller last year had 100 points, 99 actually, but he had a 100-point season, okay? Everybody, for whatever reason, just doesn't like this guy. He's got bad body language. What the hell does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
So did Degeneration X.
You got Kucherov, who year
Consistent,
after year after. But we always talk about the Crosby. We're always talking about the McKinnon. And don't get me wrong.
Can we talk about Crosby's resurgence this year?
Yeah, absolutely. No. And we could talk about McDavid. But I guess where I'm kind of going with it, it's like, there's not a lot of love for these guys that are tearing it up.
So what a great common theme where you're like, I don't know how we segued into old-time players and why we tout them. This is another now present example.
Right.
Just because you're a name that we're used to does not entitle you to just be in the top in scoring.
I agree.
Like JT Miller is a great example. Kucherov, for whatever reason, people just... Like, are you done now? Like, it's so weird because you look and say, well, hold on a second. It has to be McDavid Draisaitl.
Right.
It has to be McKinnon.
It has to be, yeah.
Well, no.
Or Makar.
Yeah, well, Makar and Hughes at one point were 1-2 in overall scoring.
I agree.
Carlson last year was a 100-point guy.
They're all still great players, Dimitri. But it's like, when I saw the list, I'm like, Kucherov again, eh?
Yeah.
I'm like, JT Miller, okay. It's just, we don't give them any love.
No.
There's no love for these guys.
No.
Yeah.
Kucherov is the one that it's crazy that he doesn't get enough love. People be like, what are you talking about? We love him. Yeah, you do, but you know what, general fan? No, you don't.
Right.
No, you don't want to talk about this guy.
What I'm about to say right now, we'll put McDavid here, just because I know it's going to get you guys all lit and crazy. So I'm going to put this over here. By the way, I'm using a lot of that jargon we learned last week.
I was going to say, yeah, that's lit.
Yeah. By the way, the one I really wanted to talk about last week and no one talked about, mid. You're so mid.
What's that mean? Like,
it's like
you're just blah?
Middle, yeah, blah. You're mid, bro.
Okay, I can like that because mid,
Maga, yeah.
Because mid comes from middle.
Middle.
At least there was a root word.
Agreed.
When there's no root word for the slang, it's stupid.
I agree.
Just like the NBA tournament. Anyways.
Oh my God. Maybe we'll talk about it. But okay, right now, if you had a choice, this goes out to all the NHL guys right now. Right now, I want to know, who do you want? If you're building a franchise, McDavid to the side for a second. McKinnon to the side. You have to pick between Draisaitl and Kucherov. Who are you taking?
Kucherov.
How much do you want to bet if we did an actual online poll right now, more people would take Draisaitl?
Of course, but it's Kucherov.
I agree. This is what I'm saying. Here's a guy that's leading the league in scoring how many times? And so did Draisaitl. But the big thing is this guy in the playoffs is a money maker, son.
He's a machine, man.
This is what I'm saying.
He's a machine.
He's a machine. But again, I go back to it. I'm looking at these. Pasternak, he's starting to become that consistent guy. Where are you, Austin Matthews? I would compare you two. Who are you going to take, Pasternak or Matthews? I'll bet you again, the same poll. Matthews wins in a landslide. But Pasternak keeps showing you.
That's a tough one.
Dude, you got to take Pasternak.
But there's a little more grit to the game.
I'm just saying. Don't get me wrong. I like the Matthews. But when you really look at the numbers, grab your spreadsheets, put them down. There's no reason for you to not take the two guys that we just said.
Right.
But the majority of the people will take a Draisaitl and an Austin, which just shows you it's all about marketing. Has nothing to do with the numbers.
Okay, I got one for you.
Sure,
I think we talked about this last year. Who would you rather have on your team, McKinnon or McDavid?
We talked about it, and it's McKinnon all day, every day. Listen, a lot of people are going to think that I hate McDavid. I don't. I love McDavid, in fact. I think he's a game changer for sure. But you have to start proving more. I don't care that you can lead the league in scoring and you've got how many Art Ross trophies. I don't care anymore. Actually, to be honest, I never cared. I need those guys. Dimitri, if I was to build an NHL team, I am telling you right now, from top to bottom, it would be all about the grit. I've talked about the grinders. I've talked about all that stuff. That's all I would do. Superstars are fun, but they're not going to win me a cup.
But you just think of these guys, right, that are winning cups, that are the real cornerstones of players. And like, I'm just thinking of like recent, but you look at the McKinnons.
Yes.
You look at the Kucherovs.
Yep.
Maybe argue Stamkos too for that team, whatever.
There's another guy that's kind of, we never really talk about him.
We never talk about him anymore. The Crosbys, the Bergeron / Marchands, if you want to. Like, you look at these guys and the players that they are and the people that get you there, you're like, you know what? There's something. Absolutely. There's something there, man, to players like that.
Let's take last year's Stanley Cup champions. Eichel. Yeah. Same draft as McDavid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's anywhere near him.
No, but how bad does that suck for you?
Yeah. And what about Mark Stone? I will take a Mark Stone over, again, give me a comparable, but I'll take a Mark Stone. Very forgotten, but super talented. But at the same time, he does those nasty little things. This is what I talk about. And that's why I look at this list and a JT Miller, when it pops out, you're like, JT Miller? What? If you're not in Vancouver or you're not a super big NHL fan, I'll bet you didn't even know who JT Miller was. You know what I mean?
Can I give credit? I was talking about this with the CD the other day over lunch. You look at Rutherford. Yes. He's the GM over there.
Yeah.
Man, this guy. Yeah.
Damn, you got excited for Rutherford.
Yeah. Well, because he was in Pittsburgh for a bit. But this guy won the cup. GM wins a cup in Carolina. Mm-hmm. Okay. Whatever, moves around, then goes to Pittsburgh. He wins the 17 and the 18 years, the back-to-back Stanley Cups. He's the GM of that team.
Right.
Now he's in Vancouver.
Okay.
Look what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right? So to your point, to your credit, the theme about when you're building teams, like, some people just have an eye for the genetic makeup of what it takes, and you go back and say, well, JT Miller's not Connor McDavid. No, but JT Miller is in the number one team in that division and the almost number one scorer. So anyways.
I agree. Listen, okay, we'll move on to
the next question. I'm complimenting you too much. Let's start some controversy.
I'm actually quite enjoying it, and I think the fans are finally going, you know what? He deserves it. He deserves it. Let's talk a little Bedard, and this is why I want to bring it up. So we could talk about it, but we're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk.
We already have something to talk about with it. Okay. So right now, he is leading the league for rookie scoring. He's got 21 points in 25 games. But I got to be honest, I don't know. You know, like, we're 21 games into the season. He's doing great. He's beating out the other rookies. Respect. What are you thinking of the Bedard? Like, what right now? How are you feeling 21 games in? Is he that guy that everyone was talking about?
Yes.
Really?
I think he's playing a little possum, Mitch.
I think so, eh?
Yeah, I think he's actually just kind of warming himself into the league. And you want to know why? Because there is not one criticism about how Chicago's doing in the standings.
Agreed.
Nobody cares. It's par for the course. But think about it.
Yeah.
He's just doing his thing, and he's almost a point per game guy in his rookie season.
Agreed.
And it's just he's doing his thing.
I think
What's going to happen is he's going to fill out. He's going to get some reps.
Yeah.
Then he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to set my mark. I think he's just playing, honestly, I think he's just being smart. He's not going to go in and overdo it and try to get after it because he's like, well, hold on a sec. Like, I seen what happened to McDavid and Crosby year one. You know what? I'm just going to do my thing over here. I'm just going to pass the puck, do my thing, call it a day.
I agree. Listen, I think
it's great.
I think the problem was
and then another thing. Sorry. He's the star, but he's not.
Okay.
Like, he's not the focal point. Do you know what I mean? It's a weird team where, like, Crosby came in, all spotlight on what he's doing, but his gameplay was to quarterback the team. When Ovechkin came, same thing. When McDavid came, same thing.
You don't think the same kind of responsibilities on him?
He does it. He's not quarterbacking it. It's a weird way of playing that's going on over there.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I do agree that the hype has slowed down on him. That's why I kind of asked this question is the NHL starting to lose a little luster on this guy? Because when the first 2 games of the NHL season this year, they were highlighting the crap out of this guy, and then unfortunately last week, he's brought into the spotlight for horrible reasons and all that stuff. But I do agree with you. You know what? The one thing we got to constantly remember, he's 18 years old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
By the time he's 25, and if he keeps going on this trajectory, this guy I think is going to be that superstar. I know it sounded like I was going to knock him down. I'm not. I'm just really surprised how calm it is. You have a really good point. We're not seeing the big hype on him anymore. He's becoming a Kucherov. He's under the radar for some reason. They're not talking. Granted, probably because Chicago's not doing that great as a team. But this guy, man, at 18 years old, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, by the time he's even 23, this dude might be tearing everybody apart.
Well, look how many years it took. Well, McDavid was a force for sure, but I'm just saying, like, these big point numbers in these crazy seasons happened, in years 4 or 5 plus for McDavid. So,
okay, but real quick, what happened with the Perry thing?
What do you think?
What do you think?
I don't think it's true. We didn't get after it last week.
Well, there was a reason.
I know we had a minor, but
that's the main reason.
We could have gone.
We couldn't do it.
We could have gone,
But it's better we didn't. You know why? Because now,
I was going to say, I feel like it was a blessing in disguise because we would have went.
Oh, forget about it. It would have been bad.
Cancel culture.
Forget about it.
Ow.
All right, it's that time. It's the, it's the Sports Show Power Ratings brought to you by...
The Curve.
The Curve. Oh, nice. I like that. That's it.
Brought to you by McGuireShow.com, where you could do your search for the merch. GWO, Greek World Order. Get them now while quantities last.
Boom. Love that. And do it. Why not? It's literally the season. A little stocking stuffer.
We need to do a preloaded commercial.
I like that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
After. All right. At number 5, they're in the wild card as of right now. It's you, Arizona. Not bad.
Not bad.
I like it.
Not bad.
Not bad. At number 4, it's Philadelphia. You started off hot, fell down, got back up, just like the Rockies that you are, dusted yourself off, and you are now second in the Metro. Well done.
Not bad.
Hey, Torts, I'm looking at you.
Not bad.
It's all about the Tort. That's all I got to say. Done. At number 3, it's the New York Rangers, number 1 in their division, 37 points, number 1 in the East, tied actually with Boston.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
At number 2, they're on a 6-game heater.
Ooh.
This team, look, I can admit if they're playing well, I'm gonna back them up. It's you, Edmonton Oilers. 6 games, but guess what? They stumbled so hard. Sometimes you have to look at the numbers, right? I saw Vegas, I saw LA's number 2, and then who is it? Vancouver at number 3. Vancouver and number 4 right now in the Pacific is Calgary. Yeah. Calgary's still 10 points behind.
I know.
Vancouver. And Edmonton's on a 6-game heater, and they're 15 points behind.
I know, it's crazy.
That's how bad they stumbled, you guys.
Yeah.
So when we were criticizing them, there was reason. I still don't think they can make it. I think they literally made such a big hole, Dimitri. I don't think they can do it.
You know what? I'm starting to change my tune because if they get on a heater, they're not out of it. They could get that wild card spot.
You think they can go on a 20-game heater?
No, what I think is
a 20-game heater.
Look, they're playing not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Okay. And at number 1, it's the team that broke the record for most wins on the road to start a season. It's you, LA Kings, at 11-0.
Chrome Domes.
You know, I was going to bring up their buckets. I can't go with it.
You know what?
What? You like it?
Not bad.
Not bad. That's good. I like that. That's good.
Listen. It's flashy. It's different. It's so LA. And you know what I love is that the only team that's left to do it is really New York. You just give me the polarizing cities.
Yeah.
LA, Vegas, New York. Call it a day. Done and done.
One last thing I wanted to bring up. You know, last week we talked about the Zadorov. Calgary trades him away to Vancouver, which I'll just never get why you
I still disagree with you guys. And South Carolina, George, I humbly disagree with you. You're probably just mad because Calgary beat the El Carolinas.
But he's back. What a game.
What
man.
a game.
Yeah.
But listen, don't think that they didn't try to shop him to the league, and don't think there was anything remotely better.
But hold on. This is where I hear you with what you're saying right now, but where I was going to go with it, and thank you, I was going to side with George, where if they just waited a little bit longer to the trade deadline, because all you're seeing, the other thing that's been talked about all week is how Toronto, like, talk about the worst poker hand of all time. Like, what's his name? Treliving's like this. I got a double ace. Like, he's telling everyone at the table what he wants.
Okay.
And he's going after Tanev to the point where Calgary right now, why do you think they haven't traded him? It's not because they don't want to. They're going, what are you going to offer? Like, when you show your hand, and Calgary and Zadorov showed their, just wait. Now the ball is in your court. So I do agree with George. They could have probably just waited on it.
And this is where, thank you, okay, but I humbly disagree with both of you again.
Not bad.
Not bad. Listen, Zadorov looks good in Calgary. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard to look good for Calgary. And this is a classic case where a Calgary guy looks good here, but then he goes somewhere else and gets absorbed. Okay, Here's the other thing. There is a big difference between a guy like Hanifin and a guy like Tanev, because it doesn't matter where the Flames place, those two guys are commodities.
Right.
Someone will take them. For Zadorov, it does matter, because if he doesn't play good, if the team's not on a bit of a heater, if there's no selling point, do you really think you'll get, like, for a guy, do you really think at the trade deadline you're going to get more for Zadorov? Zadorov was nothing until he came here. He's not even that great till he was here.
Right.
He was just a fan favorite.
I'm going to just say this. In this day and age of all sports, where if you're not going to get an active player back, you need to stock up on whatever. So even throw in a 7th rounder in the 2026 draft, I would have taken that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, grab everything and anything.
I think this was
it's
everything.
looting. Yeah. The Flames should have looted.
They should have looted.
They should have looted.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I know that no one was offering. The store was basically closing. They had to run out. They grabbed the 2 items and ran. But I do agree with George. I think if they just waited a little longer, they probably could have got a little bit of a better. Because other teams, Dimitri, like a Toronto, they're desperate. Like, what's his name? Klimberg went on LTIR. Yeah, he's gone for the season now, right?
I know.
So, desperation. You smell it?
There's still more to be dealt with.
Just saying.
Zadorov, George, come on.
Hey, you don't talk to South Carolina guys.
Come on.
All right, we're off to the NFL. Dude, we're about 6 weeks away to the playoffs.
Who cares? Packers, Chiefs, we did it.
Hey,
you want it? You got it.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm sorry, but Green Bay is the city of brotherly love.
What do I got right
baby?
here?
Green Bay, brotherly love. Baby.
Okay,
Woo!
hold on for 1 second. I want to talk.
Woo!
Hold on 1 second before we get there. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Last week, that was the game of games. I don't care what anybody says, but the game of games right before that was Philly versus San Fran.
Sure.
Okay?
Yes,
I said
yes,
it last
yes,
week.
yes.
Philly was on a heater, and Philly, I swear there's an inside job on Philly. Those poor guys had the nastiest schedule leading up against San Francisco. It's like they fought the four toughest guys, and then the last guy was the toughest guy of all that he had to go through the gauntlet, okay? San Fran punches him in the mouth, smashes him. It's all good. What I want to quickly talk about is this Purdy guy, okay? There is literally all the talk right now is Purdy, Tyreek, and C.J. Stroud for MVP.
Yeah.
These are our three guys. These are the three guys that are up for MVP. So when Tom Brady said a couple of weeks ago, I think the NFL's got a little soft, he's right again. How does Purdy, don't get me wrong, I like the guy. I actually think he's not bad. He's perfect for that system. But Purdy's going to win the MVP because it is more influential to the quarterback. Tyreek's going to break that record for wide receivers, but he ain't getting it. I'm telling you right now, he's not going to get the MVP.
If he breaks the record for wide receiver, you got to give him MVP.
You think so? He's not going to get it.
But he's probably not going to get it. It's quarterback by default.
Yeah, it is.
Stroud, yeah, buddy, I say he's the most under-talked about player in the NFL right now. No question about it. Purdy, consistently great. That guy's the keg of the NFL.
He's the keg
of the NFL. But I really struggle with those as the choices.
Right.
I really, really do, Mitch.
But you know what? At the same time, give me another guy.
That's the problem. No, you know what? I argue Christian McCaffrey is a bigger MVP on that team than Purdy.
Listen, on my fantasy, abso-freaking-lutely. He might actually, maybe, win me the league because of him. Yes, you're right. But Purdy makes that whole machine run. This is the thing.
Purdy is a good quarterback.
Yes.
Shanahan is an excellent coach.
Yep.
McCaffrey and Samuel are utilized perfectly to make anyone look good. And then you add every other ingredient. The whole machine is beautiful over there.
Couldn't agree more.
The whole machine. And so, but the difference maker for me is the McCaffrey.
Yeah, I agree. But I'll be honest. You know who's probably going to win it? Coming on the outside? It's Jordan Love, baby! Woo! He's coming back! We're back! The Packers are back! Listen, that game...
Honey sugar baby.
We didn't know we were both watching it at the same... we watch our Packer games, but, it's Kansas City. Hey, Taylor! Eat it, Taylor! Up in the stands at Lambeau. Mind you, I have to give her some respect. That's a good girlfriend. To go all the way to Green Bay. I think she was overseas. And she's like, I'll fly in, Travis. No problem. Gotta like that. That's a good girl.
Listen.
Put a ring on that.
What have I been saying from the beginning? Let's just, enough with Taylor Swift. Let's get to the real goods over here, okay? Point in case.
Right.
Why spend a ton of money on someone who doesn't yield you the return when you can just win it by committee?
How did this pod start today? How did this pod start today?
This is where I look at a guy like Aaron Rodgers, and man, oh man, oh man, if Jordan Love can just take some time to work with these receivers, and it's working, and they're building the trust there, Rodgers, you would have made these guys into even bigger superstars. But no, you want your Devontae Adams. You wanted your Jordy Nelson. You want your Randall Cobb. No. You know what? I'm seeing a little trend here in the prima donna athlete where and this is my take on, hey, general manager, the moment a superstar tells you who they want, you kick them out of the room.
Yeah.
Just like LeBron wanted Davis. It worked out in year one. But hold on.
No, you're right.
Hold on.
Right, yeah.
In the bubble.
And they're going to win the tournament.
Hold on.
They're going to win the tournament.
But in the bubble.
Yeah,
it worked out in the bubble, you guys.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Like they're very fortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, number one. You wanted Westbrook. Mm-hmm. You wanted this person, that person. You wanted this person out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger, same thing. Look what's going on over here. So listen, we talked about it. Dylan is not the full-time running back over there. He's a great number 2.
He's a nice
and he's a great stand-in. He's a great stunt double. It's awesome.
It's great.
But Green Bay, look what they're doing right now. Jordan Love is just slowly managing the ball, getting a little more confident, staying in his zone. But Green Bay, and you know the other thing as a Packers fan?
What's that?
This is the greatest thing. We're the youngest team in the NFL.
Dude, couldn't agree more. I love the way that's what we talked about after the game. The rookies all showed up. All of them. The Watson, the Dobbs, the Wicks, the offensive line couldn't have played a better game. This is my worry, is that I don't want to jinx them. So let's go through. They're now.
They're playing the Giants.
Hold on. They're 6-6. I'm going to give you the remaining amount of the schedule. Let's predict right now how they're going to do for the remainder part of the game.
Okay, you give me the team and I'll give you the record.
Exactly. Well, you tell me when and how much we're going to win by.
Okay.
All right. On Monday, we got the Giants.
Monday night, Giants, whatever reason they have our number, we're going to win 5 points.
Hey, how you doing? What? This new guy, this new Italian quarterback you got. What are you going to do?
Hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Cook us to death.
Hey, what are you going to do over here?
What are you going to do about it?
You got to do nothing.
Hey, there's no gabagool in the end zone, paisan.
You got to do nothing.
Hey.
The week after, we got the Bucks. So now we're 7-6. We got the Bucks.
Tough game.
It's in Boca.
Tough game.
It's in Boca.
We go 8-6.
We go 8-6 is right. What are you going to do over there? What are you going to do?
Tan us to death.
we don't have umbrellas. We can protect ourselves from the sun.
We're just coming from the cold. You don't think we don't know how to pack?
The week after, they got those Carolina Panthers.
Oh, jeez. Come on.
Hey.
It's a gimme putt.
What are you saying?
9-6.
9-6 is right.
But a tough 9-6 because there's going to be one of those.
So
they're going to get a little air. They're going to get a little air.
We're down to the final 2 games.
Uh-oh.
It's NFC North. It's the Vikings. What is that albino quarterback going to do over in the Vikings? What's that guy going to do? Nothing. I'm telling you right now.
It's a tough one, Mitch.
He's a smart boy. He's a NASA boy.
I'm going to go 9-7.
No, we're going to win that game, and I'll tell you why. Because we're going to need it. The final game is where I get nervous.
Is it Detroit?
It's Chicago.
Chicago
could be
we're
like
done with
last
Detroit.
year.
What am I talking about?
We're done with Detroit. Chicago, this could be a highlight of last year. Remember we needed to win that game to get in the playoffs and we lose? Chicago could be that team that makes or breaks the season. Now, they're playing better than they did.
10-7.
They're our arch rivals. We need this.
Yeah.
If it's in Chicago or it's in Green Bay, I don't know. But it's more or less it's a home game because they're 3 hours away from each other.
Listen, the Green Bay Packers, this is all it comes down to. Mm-hmm. We joke and everything, but those are 4 wins for the Packers.
That's
because all around, it's not even, again, Jordan Love's not the game breaker quarterback. He's just playing very well and he's in the zone. All 4 of those teams, they should win. As long as they just keep it cool.
Cool.
Now, here's my thing. I want to point it to you.
What are you going to do?
Now that Rodgers is out,
right?
New quarterback, changes, this, that, or whatever. Is Matt LaFleur just a really good coach?
Listen,
is he now because he gets 100% influence?
Yeah. Well, to answer your question, he can coach now. Now he can see what did you want to do because he was always the passenger, even though he should have been driving. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers earned the right. Let's just call it what it is. He earned the right to call audibles and do what he needed to do, whatever. However, that also shows you that LaFleur wasn't able to get the exact plays in. However, to play devil's advocate, he also showed some signs that he wasn't really adapting well as a head coach. So, last week's game against the Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs did not look good. Okay? They didn't look themselves.
I will agree with that.
And I will say that I think LaFleur had an excellent game plan. I think it was done excellent. Let's see the next 5 games. Let's find out, can they keep this consistency going? If they don't make the playoffs, if somehow it doesn't make it happen, it's okay. No one expected them to. But we're starting to see some nice things coming out of Green Bay. Finally. You got to let the cheese
And for all of
age.
you that are going to complain about that pass interference at the end.
Hey.
Hold on.
Hey.
2 plays before,
Right.
we got a roughing the passer.
That's right.
Okay. Or actually, it was a personal foul. It wasn't roughing the passer. But when he hit Mahomes inbounds.
Yeah.
Okay. And we got the unnecessary roughness for that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That was BS.
What is
That was BS. Because that right there keeps them pinned there.
That's right.
To close the game out.
Tom
So
Brady
forget
is
it.
right, man. Listen, these quarterbacks, the NFL has to let these guys play. Stop with all these redonk. I couldn't remember what game it was. There was I think it was the Philly game. Philly defender hits the quarterback, and because he didn't he sacks the quarterback, but because he didn't twist him in the air so that he doesn't land on top of him correctly, he got a personal foul for that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
If you're a quarterback in the National Football League, with all due respect, be prepared to get smashed. It's just part of the game. It is what it is.
Yeah, but he also brought up an excellent point where he's like, no one is teaching how to protect themselves out there.
Well, it's because they're not expected
people
to be
are going to get more hurt because the league is becoming softer.
Yes.
Because all of a sudden it's like, excuse me, you can't touch me.
That's right.
Isn't this football?
Dude,
then you might as well just put flags.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's gonna, Dimitri, it could end up being that way. I really do think it's gonna, something like that's gonna happen. All right. We're off to rapid banter.
Thanks, Gen Z.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Exactly. Rapid banter. Here we go. In Samoa, you can get 5 years for forgetting your wife's birthday. Fair, unfair?
I don't want Samoa that trouble coming my way.
The Pelicans of the NBA really want Zion to lose weight. Leave him alone, or hey, Chubber, put down the donut.
What did we tell you last year?
What did we say?
What did
we
we tell you?
Just go back to the archives. Was listening to TNT NHL. Henrik Lundqvist told a story of how Torts yelled at him once because he got a sunburn. Is Torts just misunderstood?
SPF 60. It's the only way to go.
And Henrik, you're a good-looking guy. You know, he was more mad that you wrecked your look.
That's
all it was.
That's right. That's all it was.
If you're at a casino, what's your favorite game to lose at?
You know what?
Yeah.
Blackjack.
Blackjack.
Yeah.
I'm more of a roulette dude myself.
Oh, favorite game to lose? Craps.
Craps.
I changed. Craps. Yeah.
Last one. The NCAA this week had to pick the top 4 teams to go into the playoffs. Florida State at 13-0 was left off. Offside, onside.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, man. So you got your Michigan, you got your Texas, you got your Washington, and you got your Alabama. Georgia, who is leading the entire season as the number 1 ranked team, out. Texas in. And then who else? And Florida State.
I don't mind. I'm a Longhorns guy.
I know. I like the Longhorns too, but with all due respect, man, Texas.
Are you a Longhorns guy?
I love the Longhorns.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah, I like them.
I didn't know that about us. So we're Packers and Longhorns.
It's a thing. You know what? It's a long time ago. I had a girlfriend.
Really?
She was from there. Her dad got me into it, and I was like, you know what? I can go with these guys. I mean, it's Texas. Why not?
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we went there for a college game.
You told me. Yeah.
I'm in.
Hey.
Why not?
How could you not be?
GW Joe, he's
I saw. He's a
Michigan.
Listen, Michigan has, in my humble
They're
opinion,
the best team.
They are easily the strongest team.
Easily. But
it's just, you know what? They're going to win it because the 4 teams that are in there, I don't think can compete with Michigan. I really don't. Dude, Texas is good. They're just not. They came on too late. But that's the problem with this ranking. I know next year they're going to 12 teams, right? You're going from 4 to 12. This was the year that you guys had to put down the pens and go, okay, you know what, guys? Because there are legitimately 12 teams even this year that could go in. I just find it crazy that Alabama gets in.
Yeah, I agree. But I also, come on, there's money involved. Let's be honest.
Course.
Let's just call it what it is. The thing is I will say that the Longhorns are just on a heater. That's it.
Do you know DeSantis, the governor of Florida, wants to sue the NCAA for not getting Florida State in? They're like, you guys should take him to court.
Of course, this guy needs to stop wearing cowboy boots with his suits.
So lifts, they're lifts.
Not working.
Yeah, no. Everyone's been hassling him about that. They call it shoegate. Yeah. I don't know. My humble opinion is that you got the wrong 14. Even if I'm going to say this to you, Florida State fan, you should have got in just because of your record. But with both your quarterbacks hurt, what'd you think they were going to say?
Yeah, come on.
I mean, this is entertainment as well. You know
Sorry, Florida. We decided to go with someone else.
All right, here we go. We're off to Maga Malaka. Let's have a little good time. Boom, boom. All right. You know, it's kind of funny that you brought it up. Come 2024, we're only a couple of weeks away. The presidential election's coming up. All these celebrities are coming out of the woodwork. If Trump wins, I'm moving. I'm out of here. De Niro said it this week. Lady Gaga said it this week. So it's Maga Malaka. Where are you going to move to? Here we go. So you're not living in the States, one of the best places in the world to live. You're going to move to Japan, Maga or Malaka.
You know what? What a great place to go.
Japan?
Yeah, a little bit different.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Yeah.
Tech revolution again.
True. You know you can buy panties at a vendor machine.
Do we?
There it is. Done. Have a great week, everyone. How about a little, I don't know, Greece? Maga.
Maga. Come
100%.
on. It's the best country in the world.
What about, I don't know, Poland? Maga or Malaka?
I got to go Malaka.
Yeah.
I love Polish people, but Poland's very...
mediocre. Mid.
It's mid.
It's mid.
It's mid, bro.
It's mid, bro. Okay, how about this? A little Iran. You know, it seems like De Niro and Lady Gaga don't like a lot of controversy, or maybe they do. What about Iran? Moving to Iran.
No, I'm going to go Malaka only because I need coastal.
Yeah.
I need coastal.
You need the coastal. Well, what about a little Abu Dhabi?
Ooh, Maga. Yeah, it's a hub.
Or Dubai?
Yeah, it's a hub. It's a hub. It works, Maga.
All right, last one. Let's go for it. Canada. De Niro, you don't like the States, but you probably don't want to go that far away to all these foreign places. Canada.
Yeah, Maga.
No,
we got a little bit of everything.
What about a little moose jaw? Robert De Niro and moose jaw. Good work.
Look, we're a knowledge of many and a master of none up here, but it's a great, great place.
Flin Flon, Manitoba. We've talked about it before.
From coast to coast to coast.
Can you imagine you walk out, you're living in Flin Flon, and then you're like, oh, we've got a new neighbor. Is that Lady Gaga?
Is that Lady Gaga in Flin Flon?
Is she wearing a meat suit?
It's made of moose.
She's draped in moose.
Draped in moose.
Is that a moose dress?
Is that a moose?
Hey, how you doing, bud? So you're Robert De Niro, eh, bud?
Lady Gaga. Hey, bud, poker face, eh, bud. I like to hold them like they do in Flin Flon. Hey,
bud.
hey.
So you moved from LA, eh? Oh.
She comes back. Hey, I'd like to accept this award, on behalf of all my fans, and
it was a tough music production, and we worked the boards and the dials pretty hard, and we worked it good.
Hey, when you win a Grammy, you got to get those notes in deep, eh? You got to rely on your team, and it's really a collaboration of the production and everyone on the bench putting it together, eh?
It was a team product, and we're really proud of it, and we'll see how it goes next year. It's a song by song game.
Song by song game. Dad, it's a long production season. All these stars just move up here.
I'd like to thank my neighbor Gary. He was mostly my inspiration for this one.
Yeah, I was on set and I was field dressing a moose out there, and I had the inspiration for the latest album, man. But
the greatest thing I ever did was moving to Flin Flon, eh, bud?
Oh yeah, but I grabbed myself a Timmy's and.
So me, Gary, and Shelly, that's his wife, eh, bud? We're having a couple of darts in the back, and we're saying, hey, you think I should really come to this music production I do thing, And they said, well, I don't know. We got to talk to the kids and see what we can do there.
Yeah, they're good people over there. They housed me, fed me, watered me, and, I was able to come up with the Lady Gaga's greatest hits.
Okay, thanks, everybody. You guys have a wonderful night.
You're listening to the sports show, eh, bud? It's, episode 284. You can get it on Podbean, Spotify. Little issue with the iTunes still, but that's okay. You could subscribe to the channels. Oh, yeah, but subscribe to the channel, Sports Show Podcast. It's on the YouTube as well. And look, this is one for the books, but we got to shove it in the locker because we got to hit the showers, eh?
Yeah, bud. Have a great week, bud.
Well, thanks, Lady Gaga. That was really nice of you to do the sign.
So nice.
We're terrible. This isn't the radio week, is it? No, good.
Is it? Let it be. Shut up, man.
GSW, we're saved by the bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast.